Hello, everybody, especially rapid firers. Welcome to one more relatively big unit. This is not, in fact, a unit on its own. It was a group of units that were gathered for the famous Arras, or Arras, if you want, or I can't be sure if the French say Arras or Arras. I think they say Arras. British probably will say Arras, something like that, of the 21st May 1940, one of the first major British counterattacks, a little bit before the counterattack made by the first armored division. So this is the Frankforce. Okay, it is made of two different columns. Here is the blue column. Okay, and here you can see the red column. This one, the blue column, was also called the right column, and the red column over there was called the left column. Everything was commanded by Major General Martel, and of course it intended to cut once again the Panzer corridor, this time in an operation coming from the north. And of course, with the Germans already closing to the beaches and trying to encircle as many units as they could from the Allies, of course. So this is a group of units belonging to the 50th Infantry Division, also to the 1st Army Tank Brigade, and also there are some other units here that I will speak later, that are not in fact part of the counterattack itself, but it also participated in the action by somehow covering the retreat of these forces. This big unit, as you can see here, it was, I think, in my opinion, even if what you can see is 1 to 5 in terms of tanks and 1 to 15 in terms of men. By looking at the size of this counterattack, which faced a number of German divisions, namely mostly units from the 7th Panzer Division of the famous Rommel, of course, also approaching units from the 5th Panzer Division, also from the Totenkopf, the SS Totenkopf division. It wouldn't be easy for such a small counterattack force to achieve success. Even so, as everybody knows, they caused a few hundreds of casualties in the Germans. They placed the German advancing columns into disarray, into some panic. There were retreating units from the German infantry, particularly. Fleeing by noticing that their 3.7 millimeter anti-tank shells would bounce on the famous armor of the Matildas, and would bounce off without causing any harm. So they really caused some impact. This unit really caused some impact in the campaign itself, and it was one of the high points of the Allies counterattack, of the Allied counterattack. Sorry. So let's see the units first. So you can see here, here in this column of tanks, you can see the 4th Royal Tank Regiment. You can see here this one, if I'm not mistaken, this battalion of infantry is I think the 4th, came with the 8 Durham light infantry, if I'm not mistaken, and this is the 7th Royal Tank Regiment here, you can see, and coupled with the 6th Durham light infantry. There are supporting units from the 92nd Field Artillery Regiment in both columns. There are also the famous motorcyclists of the 4th Royal Northumberland Fusiliers here and over there, 2 companies, Company Z and Company Y. Also, there is the 65th anti-tank regiment, okay, with the famous 2-pounders, and also there is the help of of the 151st anti-tank company. Okay, a platoon of each in each column, equipped with the French Hotchkiss 25mm guns. So this is the attacking force. This is then this is the 12th Lancers that helped the retreat of the Frankforce. Okay, um, but it's not, I mean, a participant in the counterattack itself. So these are the units. Now let's see the models. Let's not speak about the repetition of the models. There are some here that are repeated from the first armored division video. Of course, there are Vickers. There are Morris CWT, right? There are what else? There are some infantry, of course, which is the same. The motorcyclists, sorry, of the I'm reading, that's why it takes a little bit more time. Of the 4th Royal Northumberland Fusiliers are also repeated here and here. Okay, so let's see what is new on the table. You can see here the MiniGeneral Matilda 2, the most potent asset of this of the Frankforce. Okay, nice model, printed in PLA as usual with MiniGeneral. They started now also to make some resin models, particularly Portuguese infantry for the colonial war, and some American paratroopers in resin, beautifully cast. You shall see them on the web soon. I already have them, of course, because I'm acquainted with the people from that place, so I get them firsthand, which makes me, of course, very proud. And well, this is the Matilda II, the famous difficult tank to destroy by the Germans. Okay, also in the desert, it caused the same impact. I mean, slow but very well armed. Of course, with the eternal problem of a relatively puny weapon as in the anti-tank role. The 2-pounders, of course. So here to the side, you can see the Matilda 1, also from MiniGeneral. Let's try to focus. Okay, quite nice. You can see here the famous Chinese eye, a habit that came from World War One because of the Chinese workers that helped to produce British tanks in World War One. And in terms for it to give good luck, they would paint eyes on the 4th Royal Tank Regiment. And well, even if the luck didn't came in this campaign, at least they were painted, and this old habit tried to make some impact, which was, of course, I mean, non-existent. But another issue. What else here? You can see the infantry is just a gathering of the infantry you've seen, together with the Brand carriers and CWT trucks that you've seen before. Now you see here also from MiniGeneral, you can see here the 25mm Hotchkiss gun with PSC conversions. And I say conversions because I had to take the head out because it had the helmet with plenty of netting, and I used plain helmets on top of the bodies of PSC. And I think the heads came from the World War One American AJT set. I think so, yeah. The gun itself is a PLA model, which is, as you can see from the barrel, I mean, very nicely done. Okay, it repeats on the other column, as you know. So here you also have, for the artillery, you also have the famous Tillies here. Okay, with an AJT conversion for a radio operator. Okay, and this is, of course, to control the artillery. You can see here the very old but honest Morris quads to pull the artillery. And the artillery itself, you can see it here, some 18 25 pounders conversions from Emhar, and this is a World War I gun with tires, and still used in the French campaign of 1940. And the figures are also Airfix. Airfix, with some added gas mask bags as usual. Also, some of them are also have some aid from Zvezda. You can see here this beautifully leaning Zvezda figure, closing the or aiming the gun, something like that. Okay, and it repeats over there in the other side of the table. More different vehicles. Of course, the Morris CS9. This is also MiniGeneral. A very nice one with Matchbox crew. Crammed with weapons, as you can see. Extra antenna, of course. Some extra stowage also. Makes a sturdy and very interesting vehicle. This thing was based on these 15 CWTs. The chassis was the same, so it was not a very, of course, then with extra armor, it was not a very fast reconnaissance vehicle, but even so, it helped to protect the Frankforce on its way to Dunkirk, on the way back to England. More Matildas here, both first and second model, and I think virtually everything is seen. Just one last note, for instance, for some infantry that I converted. For instance, you may remember this very famous Esci Thompson fighter. I took the charger from the gun and placed this drum as used by the BEF at the beginning of the war. But you can't do this to many figures, because I mean there are only 6 of these machine guns attributed to each division, so very few in fact. Most of course, the 99.9% of the infantry in the infantry division, the British infantry division, use the Lee Enfield, of course. But rest you've already seen them, and we already discussed that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, everything is seen, of course. Here it is, and of course everything is based on the battlefield blitzkrieg battle groups by rapid fire. I mean, there is a new one coming, which of course sent lots of excitement in the rapid fire host. It is a newcomer, a new baby that is coming to make company to this one. Oh, everybody is very excited, with tears in its eyes. Besides, it's Christmas, so I mean, family is getting enlarged, and all rapid firers are of course very excited. And apparently, I mean, this time I'm not joking, it looks like that the book is extremely well done. Modeling is some beautiful thing by our masters, Marsh and Rumford, of course, Richard Marsh and Colin Rumford. And so probably, I mean, a little bit after Christmas, we'll have a new entertaining book for us to make new units and to try to make some new war games. Of course, war games that will be, of course, the new ones will be based on the very nice set of rules, Rapid Fire Reloaded, of course. Well, everything is seen. Hope you have enjoyed, and let's see you next with something else, okay? In terms of videos, maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe Hermann Goering for Sicily. If I finish in time, maybe the French infantry division for 1940. I don't know. Let's see what comes next. Or maybe even the first US armor division for Tunisia in 1943. Let's see what comes out first, because I still need to finish a few models for at least for these 2 units. Hermann Goering is already done. So maybe Hermann Goering in next. Okay, bye-bye. See you next. Bye-bye.